And gentlemen, welcome to week 2 of SmackDown. Season 1, week 2 SmackDown is starting out with a banger. We got Charlotte Flair taking on the ever-resilient Shotzi. Charlotte Flair has been in a little bit of a feud with Rhea Ripley. Charlotte came out last week and had some things that she wanted to get off of her chest and tell us a little bit more about her. Rhea Ripley then came in and challenged Charlotte Flair. She called her out. So, Charlotte Flair versus Shotzi is what is starting off with our first opening contest. And it is also a tables match. Charlotte Flair wins the matchup despite Rhea Ripley running in on her. Absolutely. So Rhea Ripley ran in, tried to get Charlotte Flair to fail, and it did not work at all. Up next, The Miz calling out the man from the Street Profits. And he wants a rematch because he wants that Intercontinental title. And Montez Ford, God bless his soul, winning the inaugural matchup for the first season last week, taking the championship himself, getting it himself. He is the champion, but The Miz is trying to grow that rivalry. He calls out Montez Ford as well. Up next, we have Montez Ford in a match. So The Miz had some things to say backstage. Montez Ford came out, and now he's got a match against a newcomer to the wrestling industry in his first ever televised match. This is Medical Bill. Medical Bill versus Montez Ford in a matchup. Medical Bill's getting a shot against the Intercontinental Champion. How does this turn out for Medical Bill? Montez Ford wins it quite easily. 2-star matchup, so not the best itself. It doesn't happen. Finn Balor comes out, has a great advertising promo. So he comes out and he's just trying to put butts in the seats. He's trying to promote the brand. He's trying to get us on there. Gets us some more people. The popularity goes down a little bit, though, because he's a bad guy. Bad guys promoting. What are they doing? What is this all about here? He is also the champion. You know what I mean? Next matchup, we got Bayley versus Cora Jade. And we know from last week that there's already a rivalry brewing. Bayley and her tag team partner versus Cora Jade and her tag team partner last week did not fare very well for Cora Jade and her partner Shotzi. I believe it was Shotzi. I might be wrong, but I believe it was Shotzi. Anyways, let's see what happens. Continue the rivalry itself. Cora Jade. Oh my God. Cora Jade beat Bayley. Wow. Big E then comes out, and Big E is not happy. We talked a lot about Big E last week. Big E lost his Universal Championship to Finn Balor. Big E was then not happy at the end of the episode last week. So tonight Big E comes out and he's standing there and he's looking very upset. No smiles were to be had by Big E on this night. Not on this night. On another night, yes, absolutely. Big E then he calls out the newly crowned champion Finn Balor and he tells him, you know, when I started this business, I came in here having fun. And I knew that I was built. I knew that I was big. I knew that I was strong. And I knew that I had the heart for this business. But in that, I learned that I spent too much time not only having fun, but being funny as well. And I cared too much about what people thought. I cared too much about my self-image. And I got away from what really matters. And what really matters to me is that Universal title. Because when you're the champion of this brand, you are supposed to protect it. You are supposed to be the beholder. You are the one that everybody looks up to. And I wasn't representing the brand like I should have. Well, Finn Balor came along and he took my championship from me. And now I want it back. So Finn Balor, I am challenging you to a rematch. And I want my title back. And I want my title match to be at SummerSlam. And SummerSlam is only a couple weeks away. And I want you, Finn Balor. Finn Balor's music then hits. And Finn Balor comes out. Oh, bang. He comes out. Finn Balor comes out. And he walks down to the ring. And he's standing toe-to-toe with Big E. And he looks at Big E and he goes, Big E, isn't it really sweet? Isn't it really sweet what you had to say? Isn't it really sweet that you came out here and talking about you lost your smile and talking about being all fun and games and then everything you had to say after that? Good for you, Big E. You sound like you were talking about being fun, having fun, being funny. I just think you're funny looking. And Big E didn't like that very much at all. Big E gets in the face of Finn Balor. He says, Finn, what the hell are you doing out here, Finn? He said, are you just coming out here to patronize me, or are you going to accept my challenge for SummerSlam? And Finn Balor tells him, he goes, if you want this belt, then you're on. And I'll see you at SummerSlam. And then the two men stand there face to face. And we go to a commercial break because up next, we have our main event of the evening, which will continue from last week. We will have Braun Breaker versus Ali in a backstage brawl matchup. And then we're back from our break. And Braun Breaker and Mustafa Ali are actually standing backstage right now. And they get back to it. It's time for their match. Braun Breaker takes away the victory in a very hard-fought battle. Braun Breaker came out. And we all remember last week, Braun Breaker. And he had quite the matchup last week. Not a lot of people were happy because he had a squash match on his first match on SmackDown. And today he wins again. Tonight he wins again in the backstage brawl in the main event of SmackDown nonetheless. So Braun Breaker's on a little bit of a streak. He's on 2 in a row. Good for Braun Breaker. This has been another episode of SmackDown. Let's see how we fared. It doesn't really matter about how these other people were. We don't really care about them. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this content so far. And it looks like NXT 2.0 had a pretty good opening contest as well. Let's look at what some of our people had to say on Twitter. Invincible Raider ESP says, so who the hell is this medical bill? Signed as cannon fodder, I guess. Yes. Yeah. Coming from the GM point of view at this point, yeah, medical bill was definitely signed on as cannon fodder. You guessed correctly. Did you guys see Rhea Ripley jump Charlotte Flair? Totally uncalled for. Absolutely was uncalled for. But man, do you love to see it. Because those two, their battles are coming to a head as well. And I can't wait to see where that goes. Another win, another fluke for Montez Ford, keeping that career alive with luck. Look at The Miz. The Miz is out here talking stuff about the Montez Ford on Twitter. Okay, that promo by Balor was actually pretty good. So he's talking about when Balor came out doing his advertising. It's just not the same seeing Charlotte Flair loving the crowd. People, I think it's weird. I think it's weird as well. When Charlotte Flair is being a good guy, when have you ever known Charlotte Flair to be your quote-unquote good guy as well? You know, it's bringing me to tears, you know? Tear in my eye kind of thing going on for sure. Cora Jade, she got a big-time win, huge win against Bayley this week. That was crazy. Cora Jade settles the score with Bayley. Things are heating up between them, absolutely. Try repeating those words to my face next week, Biggie, if you have the guts. Well, they were said to his face, so I don't know what he's talking about. Montez Ford caught me on a bad day. It'll be a different story next time from Mr. Medical Bill. His name on Twitter is, his username on Twitter is no insurance. And then Lucha Catcher 75 says Montez Ford was called out by The Miz tonight. Looking forward to seeing them settle things in the ring. It can't go much better than that. It was a pretty good show. Now, unfortunately, we'll look at a couple things here. If you look down your bottom left-hand corner, you see new fans added. We added 47,000 fans to our brand, which is huge. But at the end of the day, we did lose. We profited a loss. We had a loss of 15,370. Now, that kind of thing can't be happening. But in due time, as we build the brand more and more, we'll be all right. I'm feeling pretty confident. Again, thank you very much for tuning in this week to our episode of SmackDown. This is my GM Moan 2K23. If you are enjoying this content, please let me know. I feel like I've kind of found my niche, and I'd like to continue doing this. I'm really, really enjoying doing this, so I hope you guys are also enjoying this content as well. If you have anything you'd like to say, please comment down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Thank you.